Hi, I'm Jake.
I'm Leah.
We decided to do our video together because we're both doing our placement at the same location, so it just worked out that way. The topic that we chose in week one was refugees and immigrants and traumatic experiences that they may have. From our readings, we learned that traumatic experiences associated with immigrants and refugees often aren't just in the resettling. There are things that occurred that might have occurred prior to them fleeing, whether it be them being war or famine or political unrest. So when working with these populations, we learned that um, the behaviors, just like any other traumatic experience, they show themselves. They present very differently. And my client is I'm going to be working with a child, and Lee is going to have an adult male. So it's going to be interesting to see how they present and how we deal with those things. Lee is going to go first, and I will be playing her client.
Yeah, so Jake will be a Mexican immigrant that came into the country legally, and when his wife and children were coming into the country, there was an incident at the border, as there has been recently, and it led to a sequence of events that were traumatic. And so that's mine, and then
And Leah will be playing my 12-year-old client, Syrian client, who's having some issues with bullying and not really having a way to express how he's feeling.
hi, Mr. Lopez. I'm so glad you came in today.
Thanks for meeting with me.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
Well, I've been really angry as of late, and it got really bad at work, and I kind of blew up on a coworker of mine. So my boss, in lieu of firing me, said that I need to come talk to someone. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. Well, I read in your email some just kind of a basic timeline. So you've been over here for a year. You came over and were waiting for your wife and kids to come, and there was an incident when she came into the country, resulting in her ending up back at the deportation office with the kids. Is that correct?
Yeah, I came here, I did everything I was supposed to do. I got my proper papers, and after being here for a while, I was trying to get my wife and my kids to come over, and got all the way down to the border. I was supposed to be able to pick them up, and they said there was some error with paperwork, and I know I did everything right,
Okay.
and they were just so nasty and rude, and they pulled my kids out of my arms and my wife, and she's yelling, and they were
Wow.
grabbing at her, and I pushed the officer. They threatened to arrest me, and they literally, I had my kids and my wife snatched out of my hands and thrown back home.
Wow.
And it's not safe there, and I'm supposed to keep them safe. That was the whole purpose of all this. And now because of it, I had to go through this whole process again, and I don't know when I'm going to see my family again.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you have two big things going on here. You're here trying to work and, sending money back to them so that they could come over.
Hmm.
And then that time comes and it doesn't go as planned at all. So now you're dealing with that huge, you just want your family back here. Then you're now faced with some legal issues and work, not to mention being without your family. So, any one of those things is enough to cause anybody stress. So I
I'm
can,
not really stressed. I'm just so angry, and they're
right.
saying I've been drinking a little more, but I don't think it's anything crazy. Um,
Okay. Well, I think you also mentioned a little bit about your childhood, and there was some abuse by your father to you and your mother. And so sometimes what happens is we kind of tend to just forget that stuff or push it to the side and never really deal with it. And then when another trauma happens, we find ourselves taking ourselves from this level all the way through the roof in no time. And that may or may not be something that you're feeling. But I can tell you that over time, those things that happen when we're younger tend to come back at some point. And so that's something we can talk about, ways to manage that trauma and connecting it to your life today. And
What trauma? What do you mean trauma? My father wasn't the best, and that's fine. And I grew up to be different. I wanted to be different, so I wanted to be good to my wife and good to my kids. And I'm just so angry that paperwork is messing this up.
absolutely. So it sounds like you are feeling these different things and you're not really sure why. And sometimes when things happen in our life that are scary, even if we think that, don't even think them as scary at the moment, we feel out of control. And once we feel that way, that's when our body starts to respond in different ways. And some of those ways are your heart starts racing, you get that hot feeling, and that might be what's occurring at your workplace. You don't know how to deal with these emotions, and your body is reacting in a way that either you don't want or is not conducive to, work environment. Um, so there are different ways to manage those stressors in your life. And, when I say the word trauma, anything that um, happens in your life, either right in front of you, or it can be something that you've witnessed, as you stated in your with your home life, that alone would cause you to feel out of control. And you loved your mom. It had to be difficult to see those things, and now here you are, present day, and you're feeling out of control again with your wife. And in a matter of, a day or an hour, things went haywire from her just trying to come over the country and begin a new life with you. Um, it went to pieces, and you ended up attacking a an officer there. So I want to talk about connecting you to with a therapist, whether that's me or somebody else, and to learn about how to relax your nerves, your whole body, and so that we can deal with these things in a healthier manner going forward. Does that sound like something you'd be open to doing?
Yeah, I don't want to make things worse. I need my job. It's part of. I'm here on a work visa, so I guess I have to stay working in order to get what I want. Ultimately, I just, watching. It's my job to protect my family, and I wasn't able to do that, and I just want them here, and I'm just so angry. And I keep like replaying the scenario in my head and watching them be pulled from me, and I don't really know what to do with that.
Okay, well, I certainly understand, and I definitely think that together we can work through the reasons why this is happening to you and getting your body back to neutral as you face this complex time in your life.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.